Hello, it's Josh here from JDG. Today's short 10-minute video is going to take you through the basics of the lettings process from the landlord side of things. For new landlords, this process can sometimes be quite daunting, lots of things to consider. So, step number 1, getting a valuation. This is obviously a key bit of information, and getting it right is absolutely essential. It's a fine balance in ensuring it's affordable and attractive to prospective tenants, as well as making it a good investment for you and covering all of your costs. We use a variety of resources, research and local knowledge to arrive at a sensible rental price that will help you secure a long-term tenant and try to avoid any costly arrears, which is obviously very important. A member of the team will arrange to meet you at your property to see it in person and discuss the price, as well as any other aspects of the property, including your legal requirements. And of course, this is always free of charge, no upfront costs. We can offer a fully managed service with a great additional option add-on of rent guarantee, if you just want that extra peace of mind just in case the worst happens. Once you're settled on the package, we'll get terms of business sent over to you digitally for you to review and sign online. Once you're happy with the price and you've signed those all-important terms of business, we can then move on to step 2, preparing your home to rent. Now, here at JDG, we are firm believers that if you give your tenant an amazing looking house in great condition, they're going to look after things really well. But the inverse is also true. If things are rough around the edges, decor's tired, the carpets are marked and so on, you'll find that tenants don't tend to look after things quite as well. And that could also cause any problems with deposit claims in the future. So it's important to get things looking great. We can break your preparation into 2 main parts: cosmetics and legal requirements. From a cosmetic point of view, a good coat of paint and freshen up the decor will go a really long way. Fix all those little bits and pieces, those little jobs you've been meaning to do for a long time, and it'll just get your tenancy off to a good footing and a good start. We've got lots of great affordable contractors that will be able to put you in touch with and get your house looking amazing, ready for new tenants to move into. From a legal perspective, there are a few things you'll need to ensure are in place prior to a tenancy starting. You'll need smoke alarms on any habitable floor, and that includes accessible lofts and cellars. Your tenant, if your property has a gas boiler, a stove or an open fire, you'll need to provide CO detectors next to any type of fuel burning device except a hob. If you're providing your property furnished, any soft furnishings will need to display the relevant fire retardant tags to show they comply with the latest fire regulations, which is always important. Whilst we don't need them until it's time to sign a tenancy agreement, getting your gas and electrical safety tests and certificates carried out early gives you plenty of time just in case there's any remedial works to be done, and it won't delay any tenancy starting. Once done, your electrical check usually lasts for up to 5 years, and gas certificates are up to 12 months. So, on to step number 3, the marketing. This is where we come into our own. We use amazing cameras, intuitive software, and precision laser measurers to get your home presented to its best. All of our properties include high quality enhanced photos, a full floor plan and a virtual video or 360 tour. Your dedicated property manager will go to your property, they'll get all of this raw information and the photos and then get it processed into an amazing and polished advert ready to go online. If you're still living at the property when we're getting all this done, then we may just need to move a few bits and pieces around, pop the loo seat down, hide those cleaning products just to make sure it's all looking great. We'll do some research into internet speeds, phone signals and general connectivity for you, but we'll also send you something called the property fact file so you can tell us where to find all those important things such as your fuse box, your stop tap, any sort of meters, as well as any codes, suppliers or special information we might need to pop on the advert and just to help manage your property effectively. Once everything's ready to go, we will hit that live button and off it flies onto the World Wide Web, reaching Rightmove, Zoopla and our website. We'll also create a video or photo post on our social media platforms so that we can get it out to as many people as possible. And so the inquiries begin. Applications and viewings is step 4. We've changed the way we do things following COVID, and it's made things much more efficient as we have higher quality, more serious viewings and viewers. So we've just kept going with it. Applicants are invited to watch and view our advert and the virtual viewing video or 360 tour, and then they can apply and register their interest in the property. We'll send you over the applications, minus the important contact information, so that you can review them and let us know your preferred applicant or a short list of preferred applicants. We'll then arrange for the viewing to go ahead, or the viewings to go ahead, just to confirm that the applicant likes it in person, which is always important. This leads us then onto step number 5, the paperwork. Getting this step right is absolutely crucial. First and foremost, we have to conduct referencing and our legally required right to rent checks. The referencing confirms the applicant's income, their credit, residency, and we can get a landlord reference as well if they have rented previously. The right to rent check applies to all applicants regardless of where they come from, and it confirms their right to be able to rent in the UK. This is done using photo ID and/or government share code websites. The outcome of this check will hopefully tell us the applicant can live in the UK and rent in the UK, and it'll also tell us if another check is required in the future or not, which is always important for any follow-ups. Once we're happy with all of the referencing and all the legal checks have passed, we can then discuss final moving dates with you and your tenant and get those contracts sent out. These are sent via a referencing platform alongside the safety certificates, the EPC, and the legally required Home Office How to Rent Guide. Without those things, you could struggle to serve notice in the future. Once a tenant has reviewed and signed the contracts digitally, it'll then come to you as the landlord to sign. And just remember, all legal owners on the deeds of the property must be on the contract and they must sign it themselves. Once everything's signed, the platform will request the first month's rent and deposit, if applicable, from your tenant directly, and we can start getting that processed. Whilst all of this excitement is going on with the paperwork, your property manager will be working behind the scenes to arrange a high-quality, detailed photographic inventory to be booked in, and that's going to catalogue the condition of the property and the meter readings at the start of the tenancy. This is usually done a day or two before the tenants move in, just to keep it as up to date as possible. They'll also make sure we have the correct number of keys. We've got to provide a set of keys to each named tenant. And if we're going to manage the property for you, we'll need a management set as well, so we can provide it to contractors and ready for any inspections that we might need to do. You can provide these to us, or we can get some cut for you and just take the cost from the first month's rent. But either way, we need to make sure they're in place. So step number 6, moving day. We're here at last. So all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. The tenants are going to come and collect their keys from us at the office, and they'll get a little welcome pack with some basic information to get them started. We'll then send them a digital link to their inventory online. They'll have 7 days to review this. They can add any comments, any sort of additional pictures, and then they'll sign it. And this will really help us with any deposit queries at the end of the tenancy. On managed properties, we'll also get in touch with the relevant utilities and the council so that we can update them with the tenant details and provide any meter readings where necessary. We'll also schedule an inspection for around 2 months after they move in, just to check they're settling in well, there's no snagging issues, and just to nip anything in the bud that we might need to bring up to them. The deposit will be protected and paid to the TDS, and the relevant important paperwork will be added to the contract platform and served to the tenant, just so we've got a record for future reference. Step 7 and beyond. For our self-managed landlords, we're going to pass the reins over to you at this point. We'll swap contact and relevant information between you and your tenants so you can maintain frequent communication with your tenants. Don't forget to keep a close eye on changing legislation, safety certificates, and those right to rent checks if you have to do follow-ups. You don't want to get on the wrong side of the huge fines now on offer for non-compliant landlords, because they are clamping down on them. For our managed landlords, pop your feet up. Your dedicated property manager will keep an eye on everything for you and all the day-to-day running of the property. They'll monitor safety certificate dates, arrange for them to be renewed where necessary. Any maintenance that comes in will be checked to see if it's a tenant or landlord responsibility. It'll be triaged to see how important it is, and we'll get in touch with you permission to get any works done. They can crack on with a fix if you want them to, or get a quote if you prefer, just so you can keep an eye on the financial side of things. Each month we'll collect the rent for you, we'll process it, and we'll pop it into your nominated bank account, along with a digital statement for your records and for the good old tax man. We're constantly working with industry leaders and experts to keep us up to date with the very latest legislation and industry commentary so that our team can keep you compliant and keep you informed. It's always important to keep on top of these things. When the time comes for your tenant to move on to pastures new, your property manager will provide the tenant with a moving checklist and their inventory, just to set out the expectations of what we're looking for when they bring the keys back, which is always important. They'll then arrange for a final checkout to be done once we have the keys back, manage any deposit queries, claims and disputes in line with the TDS rules. And then it all starts again back from step number 1. Hopefully that gives you an idea of what you can expect as a landlord. We are here to help, so if you have any questions or want to move on to the next step of your landlord journey, please just give us a call on 01524 843322, or you can email me, it's josh@jdg.co.uk. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.